Imagine this. The day is done, you're finally in bed, ready for a restful sleep. But as your head hits the pillow, your mind decides it's showtime. Thoughts race, one after another, replaying conversations, drafting to-do lists, conjuring what-if scenarios, all at a dizzying speed. This isn't just a fleeting worry. It's an overwhelming mental marathon, and it's keeping you wide awake. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Racing thoughts before sleep are a remarkably common disruptor of restful slumber, affecting countless individuals. From simple worries to persistent, uncontrollable patterns, this phenomenon significantly impacts our well-being, diminishing the quality of our lives and often leaving us exhausted before the new day even begins. Today, we're going to explore what causes these intrusive thoughts, and most importantly, equip you with practical, evidence-informed strategies, the fix, to calm your mind and reclaim your nights. So, what exactly are racing thoughts? They manifest as a rapid succession of mental activity, which can be random or intensely focused on specific themes. You might find yourself replaying a past event, contemplating a future scenario with endless possibilities, or getting stuck in a loop of what-if questions. Whether these thoughts are neutral, positive, or, as is often the case, negative, they typically cause distress, making it incredibly difficult to fall asleep or even stay asleep. The reasons behind this nighttime mental overdrive are quite diverse. Often, psychological factors are at play. Stress and anxiety are primary drivers, stemming from the daily pressures of work, family, or finances, or perhaps from unresolved emotional issues. When our brains are in a constant problem-solving mode during the day, it's hard for them to simply switch off at night. Racing thoughts can also be a significant symptom of various mental health conditions. These include generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety, panic disorder, PTSD, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. Even depression, ADHD, and bipolar disorder, especially during manic phases, can manifest with this kind of intense mental activity. Understanding this link is crucial, as it often points towards a need for targeted support. Beyond our internal landscape, our lifestyle choices play a huge role. Poor sleep hygiene, like an irregular sleep schedule, can throw our body clock out of whack. And then there's the usual suspects: excessive caffeine intake, particularly in the afternoon or evening, and late-night consumption of stimulating media. The blue light emitted by our electronic devices, phones, tablets, computers, interferes with our natural melatonin production, signaling to our brain that it's still daytime, even when it's not. There's also a growing awareness that even things like pre-workout supplements, common among young adults, can interfere with sleep and recovery, adding another layer to lifestyle-induced sleep problems. Finally, there are biological factors. Hormonal shifts can impact sleep quality, and physiological hyperarousal, like a fast heart rate or muscle tension, keeps our bodies on high alert. Our brain also has a natural inclination to process emotions when the distractions of the day are absent, making bedtime a prime opportunity for emotional review. The impact of all of this on our health is significant. Chronic racing thoughts inevitably lead to insomnia, sleep deprivation, and daytime fatigue. This can result in mood disturbances, decreased productivity, impaired cognitive function, and even a negative association of the bed with worry. Research even indicates that chronic stress and sleep issues can compromise our immune system, underscoring the serious, far-reaching health ramifications. But here's the good news. There are effective resolution strategies. The fix for racing thoughts before sleep encompasses several key areas, designed to help you regain control and find peace. So, what exactly are racing thoughts?
Let's start with mind-body techniques. These are powerful tools that actively engage your parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and digestion, helping to promote relaxation. Simple techniques like 4-7-8 breathing, box breathing, or slow nasal breathing can quickly calm your nervous system. Mindfulness and meditation, whether through guided meditations, body scans, or simple breath counting, train your mind to observe thoughts without getting swept away by them. Grounding techniques like the 5-4-3-2-1 method, naming 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you can hear, 2 you can smell, and 1 you can taste, can pull your mind back into the present moment. Progressive muscle relaxation, where you tense and then relax different muscle groups, is also incredibly effective. And don't underestimate the power of visualization, imagining peaceful, serene scenes to soothe your mind. Next, we have cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBT-I. This is widely considered the gold standard non-drug treatment for sleep issues, including those driven by racing thoughts. CBT-I involves several components. Cognitive restructuring. This teaches you to challenge and reframe unhelpful thoughts that keep you awake. Instead of accepting worries as facts, you learn to question them. Stimulus control. This helps reestablish your bed as a place solely for sleep, breaking the negative association with wakefulness and worry. Sleep restriction or compression. Counterintuitively, this involves limiting the time you spend in bed to consolidate your sleep, making it more efficient. Sleep hygiene education. This provides practical advice on optimizing your sleep environment and daily habits. Beyond therapy, behavioral adjustments offer practical, everyday changes you can make. One highly effective strategy is to designate a specific worry time earlier in the day, perhaps 2 or 3 p.m., where you intentionally journal or think about your concerns. This trains your brain to confine worrying to a specific period, rather than letting it spill into bedtime. Naturally, limiting stimulants like caffeine and alcohol, especially in the evening, is crucial. And remember the blue light? Disconnecting from all blue light emitting devices 30 to 60 minutes before bed is a non-negotiable step for many. Many people also explore supplements like magnesium, L-theanine, glycine, melatonin, GABA, adaptogenic herbs, vitamin B6, and zinc for their calming properties. While these are popular, it's vital to approach them with caution. Which brings us to a critical point: professional intervention. For persistent or severe racing thoughts, particularly when they seem linked to an underlying mental health condition, seeking help is not just recommended, it's essential. This means reaching out to healthcare providers, therapists specializing in CBT or acceptance and commitment therapy, ACT, psychiatrists, or sleep specialists. Treatment may include psychotherapy or, in some cases, prescribed medications like antidepressants or certain antihistamines, often used in conjunction with therapy. Wellness apps like Calm and Headspace also offer excellent guided resources as a starting point. Now, while these strategies offer significant hope, there are also ongoing discussions and debates around certain aspects. One primary controversy revolves around the efficacy and safety of supplements. While popular, the actual effectiveness and safety of substances like magnesium or melatonin are widely debated. Experts caution that these are not subject to the same rigorous FDA approval process for efficacy and safety as prescription medications. They may not work for everyone, and critically, they can have dangerous interactions with other medications you might be taking. Consistent advice is always to consult a healthcare provider before starting any new supplement. The market for over-the-counter sleep aids continues to grow, highlighting consumer demand despite these concerns.
Another common question is the threshold for professional intervention. When do you transition from self-help to seeking professional assistance? While initial coping mechanisms are certainly valuable, professional help is advised if racing thoughts are persistent, severely impact your daily life, or if you suspect they might be symptoms of a more serious underlying mental health condition. Trust your gut feeling here. There's also a fascinating paradox in balancing technology for relaxation versus stimulation. On one hand, meditation and sleep apps on our phones offer incredible guided relaxation. On the other, the general advice strongly advocates for disconnecting from devices before bed due to stimulating content and blue light's interference with melatonin. It's about being mindful of how and when you use technology. We also face challenges in distinguishing normal worry from clinical conditions. It's common for people to struggle to differentiate between occasional, normal worrying and racing thoughts that indicate a more serious underlying mental health condition. This underscores the need for greater public education on symptoms and when to seek help. Finally, the role of medication in treatment is a frequent point of discussion. While CBT-I is the gold standard non-drug treatment, medication is sometimes used, often in conjunction with therapy, especially when underlying conditions are present. The optimal approach regarding when and how to integrate medication remains a point of discussion among practitioners and a question for individuals. The topic of racing thoughts before sleep is highly relevant and trending precisely because of its widespread prevalence and its significant, far-reaching impact on our health, including newly understood links to immune system function by chronic stress. The public's active search for diverse solutions, from behavioral strategies and traditional therapies to a burgeoning market of alternative sleep aids, underscores the urgency and personal nature of this problem. The future outlook emphasizes several critical areas: the continued need for rigorous scientific evidence to validate the efficacy and safety of new treatments and supplements, personalized medical guidance for individuals navigating their treatment options, ongoing development and accessibility of evidence-based therapies like CBT-I, and crucially, enhanced public education to help individuals accurately assess their symptoms and make informed decisions about seeking professional help. Navigating the dual role of technology as both a tool for relaxation via apps and a source of stimulation will also remain a key challenge for all of us. Remember, you don't have to endure sleepless nights filled with racing thoughts. By understanding the causes and embracing a multifaceted approach, combining mindful techniques, behavioral adjustments, and knowing when to seek professional support, you can absolutely find your fix. Take that first step towards a calmer mind and more restorative sleep. Your well-being depends on it.